Hi, Tim.
Hello, Cindy.
Today I want to talk about our first impressions of Istanbul and
Hmm.
what we noticed here and some of the odd things that we've seen.
Sounds good,
Just
honey.
to start with, what about the ATMs?
Yeah, it's right. It was interesting. We came here and needed to get some cash, and I went in the mall, and there was 12 ATMs all lined up along one wall. So it is. It's like every bank has their own ATM. So it's interesting. And the ATMs will give you dollars, euros, or the local currency,
The Turkish lira?
Turkish lira.
Yeah, it's kind of, I
So
guess they all have to have their own or they get charged fees. But everywhere we see, at least there's one ATM, then there's 10 ATMs. It's
mm-hmm.
really odd. It's really strange. I've never seen anything like that, but apparently it's common here.
Yep, it's coming. Yep.
Yeah. And then we also went to do our laundry, and I thought that was kind of interesting
Mm-hmm.
because we couldn't find a laundromat that we could do our own laundry.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Couldn't find
laundry,
self laundry.
yeah, it
They're
was
all over the place in Portugal. We couldn't find any here per se. So we had to give it to them. And it cost us, instead of like $10 for our load, it was about $30.
$30 for two
Mm-hmm.
loads.
Yeah, for two loads. So it
Yeah,
didn't like it was like $20 in Portugal maybe then, and $30 here.
but they folded it and washed it for us. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it was worth it or not. It was 1,100 Turkish lira
We
is
were
what
out
it
of
cost us
we're out of socks.
for our socks. It was worth it because we needed the
Mm-hmm.
socks. But so that was kind of odd that you can't do your own laundry here. That we could find one at least.
Mm-hmm.
And what else I thought was interesting is all of the sweet shops we've seen around here with all the baklava and
Mm-hmm.
cakes.
A lot
It's
of baked goods. They're huge shops. They're huge. They're big, and so it's interesting how much sweets they make every day and how much they eat here on their sweets.
just like works of art.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, a lot of patience and a lot of artwork.
And so many different styles of baklava, chocolate ones
Mm-hmm.
and very ornate ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it into the flag and all sorts of things.
Fun stuff. Yep.
Fun stuff. It's quite
Mm-hmm.
interesting, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yep.
So, I mean, I know that Portugal has their pastries, but I don't think they have
It's a little
nearly
different.
as
Yeah, it's a little
many.
different. These are small sweets, and while Portugal will have baked goods and this and that, and brownies and other things like that. So these are a little different, little small treats here.
And so many shops. I mean, they're like
Mm-hmm.
right next to each other too. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing to see how many shops
Mm-hmm.
that there are. And we went to the bazaar.
The Grand Bazaar, huge, massive, and everybody just want to sell you something. But we negotiated, and that was fun. We saw a lamp that Cindy wanted,
A Turkish lamp,
Turkish lamp that we saw on Amazon for around $300, and they wanted about $700 for it. And
1,700 Turkish lira.
yeah, and then we negotiated it, and it came down to 250, around 250,
And that included shipping.
including shipping.
So that was like a third of what they started at.
Yep. So negotiation, they really like to negotiate here.
They really do, because we were ready to go away because I showed them
Mm-hmm.
how much it was going to be on Amazon. So
Yeah.
they're like, wait, wait, wait. And I thought for sure there were no way they were going to meet that price, considering they have to ship it as well.
Yeah.
So that was, and then we also went to the Blue Mosque.
Yep. Went to the Blue Mosque. That was nice, real pretty, huge mosque. So.
That was really interesting and pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It was really open inside. I was
Mm-hmm.
surprised, and all of the work that they had done up along the domes and stuff. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Very pretty. Lots of tile work. Mm-hmm.
The number one thing that surprises me here is the security.
Yep. Very secure place. All the malls have security. All the hotels have security. So they all have metal detectors and X-ray machines.
Yeah. So every time you go into some place, whether it be the hotel, the mall, you've got to go through the metal detector, and there's security guards there.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we were going to the waterfront, you couldn't just go to the waterfront. You had to, again, walk through security to get there.
It's very secure around here. Very secure.
Very interesting. They check underneath the cars and everything. I guess because they've had so many issues that it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But as Americans, it's really different
Mm-hmm.
for us to see that.
It's a big tourist area, the country. It's number one for Russia. Russia, 38% of Russians come here and they go on vacation. And it's big for Americans also.
Another thing that surprised me was the pharmacies.
Pharmacies are interesting too. No prescription necessary.
No prescription necessary. at all. That's really interesting to me. We walked into one of them just to pick up some of those charcoal tablets you can get for your stomach, and they have Ozempic there. And then they have it for sale, no prescription needed. The 4-pack pen for 8,000.
800, I believe, wasn't it? Or 8,000.
8,000 Turkish lira for a month's supply. And whatever dose you needed to be was the same price.
And no prescription. Antibiotics require prescriptions here, but that's about it.
That's about it. And you can just you just ask the pharmacy. He asked you a few questions. He asked me if I was with child. I thought, I'm way too old for that, but okay. But that was kind of interesting. They just ask you, and you can just take it and pay for it and go. And they have it readily available on display. It was quite an interesting culture to see that you don't need a prescription for a lot of the drugs we get back in the States. Plus, they're so much less expensive.
In the States, it's over $1,000 for Ozempic. Here, it was $222 American, so it's about 5 times cheaper.
Yeah, wow. And no prescription needed. So those were some really interesting things. And another interesting thing that I thought that wasn't a good thing was the price of our meals. We have eaten out 7 times, one meal each day, because we've had breakfast for the most part has been free because it's been included in our hotel stay. But every single meal we have shared. So we've gotten a meal like a sandwich, shared it, and I would usually get a soda and you get like a coffee or tea, and it's averages $38 every day.
So lunch might be $50 if we had a beer once, and you had a Coke, and we had a meal, and it was 50 some dollars. Yeah, so the lunches can be very expensive. We bought breakfast at this hotel because it wasn't free. It was only $15 for breakfast
Per person.
And it's per person, but it's a full buffet. So, and they made custom eggs Benedict.
So that was nice. That was a good deal, I thought, for 30 euros. But for 30 euros. But $50 for a meal with a sandwich that we're sharing is really expensive.
Yeah, but we went to McDonald's, just check it out, and a standard meal there was for the single cheeseburger meal, regular size fries, regular size Coke, was 180 lira, which is like $5. And the Big Mac meal was probably around $7. So a lot cheaper than most places in America.
So what do you think about Turkey as of right now, one weekend compared to Portugal?
I like Turkey, but Portugal's less expensive, and a lot more history in Portugal that I could see. But their mosque here does have a lot of history.
There's a lot of Catholic history here, though, too, because we went by the cathedral that the Pope used to.
The Pope used to preach in. It's here in Turkey, in Istanbul.
Yeah, we went there. Pope John Paul the 23rd, I want to say, preached here for 10 years. So that was interesting. But there's a lot of history here. It's just not as easy to find, and just different. It's just different. It feels different too, especially with all the security around. So it's not quite as warm and cozy as Portugal is, I would say, in that regards. Plus, it snowed here.
Yeah, it snowed too. So we've been kind of inside. We went to the pool here. The hotels are very nice. This room is one of the nicest we've been in. It's 5 stars. It's really nice. The downstairs pool is very nice. Saunas are very nice.
This is the Hyatt-centric.
Yes. Instead of a hot tub, they have a Vitality pool, which is cold but has lots of bubbles. Tomorrow we'll go to another one that has actual hot tub.
But that's in Cappadocia, because we're leaving tomorrow to go to Cappadocia. And we'll have some videos, because I'm hoping to do a hot air balloon ride and maybe some horseback riding sunrise. So that should be fun. But that's our first impression of Istanbul, and we thought we'd just kind of give you an update on what we're thinking, what we're seeing, and the fact that we thought it was a little bit pricey here as far as food. The hotels are definitely reasonable, though, especially for the 5-star hotels. I have to say I like those a lot. Wish we had club lounge access.
Then you wouldn't even worry about the food at all.
Exactly.
You wouldn't pay for food.
Because 3 of the hotels we've stayed at have had club lounges, but we just don't have access to them. So, oh well. So that's cost us a little bit of money, but hopefully later on we'll get that. Thanks for watching.
Please like and subscribe.